Good morning, class 8. This is Kaushalya Rajpurohit, your English teacher, and today we will be discussing chapter Boating with Friends. This chapter is written by Jeremy K. Jeremy. He lived between 1859 to 1927. He was an English writer and a humorist. He is the best remembered for his work Three Men in Boat. He also wrote many plays and his work have been widely translated. Boating with Friends is an edited extract from his book Three Men on a Boat. This is a story about three friends, Jeremy, George, and Harry, who enjoy a boating trip on River Thames. So let us see what happened with them during this trip.
There were three in a boat, Jeremy, George and Harry. They planned to spend few days boating on Thames. The clock on cabin wall showed 6 in the morning. So all the three were on the boat and it was 6 in the morning. For the past hour, Jeremy and George has been sitting huddled up in the blanket. So it was very cold and they were gathered in the blanket, sharing their experiences, some true and some not so true. So they were just talking and they were sharing their experiences. Some of them were true and some of them were not true. When Jeremy finished his narration, so when Jeremy finished his talking, George set to work to wake up Harry with the points of umbrella, right? So the third one, Harry was sleeping and hence they wanted to wake up him. Wake up, lazy bones. The third prod did it, but he turned over the other side and said, so he didn't want it to wake and it was the third time they were waking him up. He should be down in a minute. He was still dreaming. So he was still dreaming. He didn't want it to wake up. They soon let him know where he was. However, with the aid of the boat hook, and he sat up suddenly. So then they just took the help of a boat hook and he just stood up suddenly. George pulled up the canvas and the three of them poked their heads out to look down at the water, right? So they just pull out the canvas which is used to cover the boat and look at the water. They shivered at the sight. So it was really cold and they were shivering. The idea agreed upon the night before had been that they would get up early in the morning, right? So what was the idea? That they will be getting up early in the morning, fling off the blankets, leap into the river with joyous shout and enjoy long delicious swim. So the idea was to get a beautiful swim, right? A long swim early in the morning, but it was really cold. Now that morning has arrived, however, the notion seemed less tempting, okay? Because of the cold, now this idea was less appealing to them. The water looked dark and chilly. The wind felt cold. So the water was looking dark and it was really chilly and they can feel the cold. Well, who's going in first? Said Harry at last. And Harry asked who was going in first as no one was willing to go. There was no rush for the precedence, right? So there was no rush. No one was willing to go first. George settled the matter for himself. He sat down, started pulling on his socks. Okay, so George said that I will be going first and he just started pulling up his socks. Harry said it would be messy to get into the boat again, right? So Harry asked him that if he wears the socks, then when he gets inside, it will be messy. So he started sorting his clothes, promptly dressed for the day. So he just started separating his clothes and quickly dressed for the day, for the swim. That left Jeremy to decide what he was going to do. And that time, Jeremy thought that what he is going to do. It was Jeremy's idea in the first place. So it was the idea of Jeremy to have a swim early in the morning in the river.
So he desperately wanted to show that it wasn't a harebrained idea at all. As it was Jeremy's idea, so he wanted to show everyone that it was not a stupid idea. Though now he did not relish the plunge, but now he was not enjoying the idea, the jump. He began to make excuses for himself. There might be snakes about or weeds, right? So he didn't want it to jump, and hence he started making excuses. He started thinking that there may be a snake or a weed. But then he decided to save face by going down to the edge and just dipping his leg in the river, right? So now he wanted to avoid humiliation because it was his idea, and hence he said that he will be going and just putting his leg inside. He took a towel, crept out onto the bank, and just he went out on the bank and wormed his way long onto the branch of a tree that dipped down into the water, right? So he decided to just put his leg in the water to avoid humiliation, and he just went on a branch of a tree which was dipped down into the water. It was bitterly cold. The wind cut like a knife as he stood on the overhanging branch. So it was very, very cold, and the wind fell like a knife, a sharp knife, right? When he was on the hanging branch. Then he started having a second thought. He would meekly go back into the boat and dress. So what he thought, he should quietly go back and dress up. He just changed his mind. He decided to risk their jeers, but as he turned, the wicked branch gave away, right? So he thought, let I will be listening the mocking of my friends, but I will be not going into the water. But the branch broke and he just fell down in the water. And he and his towel went into the water with tremendous splash. He was out midstream with a liter of Thames water inside him before he knew what had happened, right? So he didn't knew it all happened in matter of second, and he was just out in the middle of the river and he was all wet. Hey dude, Jeremy's gone in, he heard Harry say as he came blowing on the surface. So Harry called out for George and he told him that Jeremy has gone in. I didn't think he would have pluck to do it, do you? So they didn't thought that George or Jeremy had that courage to just jump into the water. How's the water? George asked him. Lovely, Jeremy spluttered back, right? You are forced not to come in, right? So when George laughed at him, Jeremy said that it was lovely feeling inside the water. I wouldn't have missed this for the world. Come on in, try it. Just a little bit of determination and that's all it takes. And Jeremy wanted his friends to come inside, and hence he told him that it was a very good feeling inside the water. But no, nothing could persuade them, but nothing could convince them. Jeremy was very cold when he got back into the boat and in his hurry to get his shirt on. Right? So he was feeling very cold when he was back onto the water, and he just took his shirt, accidentally jerked it into the water, and when he was just taking his shirt to wear because he was feeling cold, he just accidentally fell it into the water. It annoyed him all the more because George found it very amusing and goofed. Right? So George found it amazing and he started laughing. You monster, Jeremy scolded him. Have some pity on me. I'm freezing and you're laughing. So Jeremy started scolding him. But George found his protest even more hilarious and laughed hysterically, right? So George was keeping on laughing, right? He was just making fun of Jeremy. Jeremy had never seen him laugh so wickedly. He lost his temper with him, right? So he has never saw George laughing so much, and Jeremy lost his temper because he was feeling miserable. What a heartless maniac you are, he said, but George only roared louder, right? So he said him that he was really heartless freak, right? But it didn't affect George. He kept on laughing even louder. Jeremy managed to take the shirt on to the boat, hooked and haul it out of the water, right? So he just took the shirt and just pulled it out of the water. At that precious moment, he realized that it was not his shirt at all, but George's, right? So you can see what happened next. The shirt which fell down into the water was not Jeremy's shirt, it was George's shirt. He had mistaken it for his in a hurry to get dressed, right? So he has mistakenly taken George's shirt in hurry of getting dressed. The humor of the thing struck Jeremy for the first time, and now he began to laugh, right? So the situation was opposite now. It was George's shirt, right? And now Jeremy started laughing. And the more he looked from George's wet shirt to the George, he again started roaring with laughter. The more he was amused. Jeremy now laughed so much that he let the shirt fall back into the water again, right? So it was not his shirt, so he just let it fall into the water again. He kept on laughing. Aren't you going to get it out? Said George between his shrieks. So between his laugh, he just asked him that he is not getting it out or what. Jeremy couldn't answer for a while. He was laughing so much. So the things have changed now, right? It was George's shirt and hence Jeremy was laughing. But at last, between his peals of laughter, he managed to jerk out, and at last he just told him, "It isn't my shirt, it's yours," right? So he just told George that it wasn't his shirt, it was his. Jeremy never saw a face change from lively to severe so suddenly in his whole life, right? So George's face changed suddenly. He was lively, he was laughing, and then he got serious. "What?" he yelled, springing up, and now he just yelled on Jeremy. "You silly cuckoo, my most expensive shirt. Why can't you be more careful of what you are doing," right? So he started scolding, yelling at Jeremy, and he asked him, "Why can't you be more careful? It was my most expensive shirt. Give me the boat hook." And now he just asked for the boat hook and started just pulling the shirt. Jeremy tried to make him see the fun of the things, but he could not, right? So Jeremy wanted to show him that what happened, but he was very, very angry. George was very dense at seeing a joke sometimes, or perhaps he didn't care much about doing to others, right? So he was doing jokes on others, but when it was on him, he didn't took it lightly. He was very, very dense. Harry found that really amusing. Now it was very amusing for Harry because the things have changed drastically. It seemed George has not understood the principle to do others as you would have others do to you. So the writer want to teach us a lesson from this chapter. As you sow, so shall you reap, right? So he wanted to teach us the principle, the basic principle that do to others as you would have others to do you, right? So always behave accordingly, right? The behavior you expect from others, you should behave likewise. I hope you liked the story and learned the lesson too, right? Thank you.